Anybody that's a Dragon Ball fan or anybody in general that has watched Dragon Ball Super, you guys know what I'm talking about based off of the title. So, Vegeta as a character, right? I think we can all agree that over time, Vegeta has been recognized for being a character that is filled with a lot of depth to him and has some of the best character growth and character development in all of Dragon Ball. You know, he goes from being so evil to gradually, becoming a family man. Essentially, that's what I would call it. And, putting his family first, just like how Goku puts his friends first. But he's not a direct copy of Goku, obviously. I think that Vegeta in GT is the best version, not because of the fights and because of the action and his experiences, but just because of the way his behavior is. I think that it's a good blend of, it kind of builds off of the ending of the Dragon Ball Z series when they're fighting up against Kid Buu and Vegeta admits that Goku's the best. I think that GT does a great job with taking the energy from that scene, of Vegeta finally accepting and embracing his friendship with Goku. And I think that GT does a great job with that. But this is not a video that's going to be about Vegeta's character development. This video is going to be talking about how Vegeta failed to keep his promise to Kaba, right? So Vegeta promised that he would go to planet Sadala, and this promise seems to have not been fulfilled at all. And I'm not sure what Toyotaro is thinking. Maybe he has a plan in the future to have Vegeta, find a way to go to planet Sadala, because it's in Universe 6, so it's in a different universe. I think this idea is so fucking slept on, and it's such a fucking waste that Toyotaro hasn't done anything with this. And I know that the manga arcs, like the Granola arc and the Moro arc, I know that they're pretty old right now. They're not new. It's like 3, 4 years old. But during that time period, it just baffles me how they haven't taken that and done anything with it. Like Vegeta ends up having a daughter, Bola, in GT or in the future, right? And I don't even know if they're going to have Bola be in, like, right now the Dragon Ball timeline is so fucked up that I don't even think they're going to have Bola be a character. I'm not sure. But Vegeta, I feel like there is a lot that is untouched and just wasted potential here. Like, I hate Kaba. I don't like Kaba as a character. I think he's a whiny bitch, and I think that he's not a character, in my opinion, that is likable. I just don't like him. I don't like his design. I understand that it's supposed to be kind of like a flip side opposite from Universe 7 because Universe 6 is like the clone or the, I guess you could say, the double of 7. I think they explained it that way, right? It's the alternate version of Universe 7 because every universe has like an alternate version, I guess. Whatever they try to how they explained it. So I guess it makes sense that the Saiyans are not bulky and muscular. I get that part. Just personally for me, I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of Kaba. I think they didn't build him up enough, which is why I think that Vegeta should have already mentioned. He should have mentioned Planet Sadala or went there. He hasn't gone there. He hasn't mentioned Planet Sadala, and I think that it would be really cool to put Vegeta in a situation that he's never been in before, right? Imagine Vegeta having to protect the planet from, a villain or, a ruler similar to Frieza or something like that, right? So just anything, I'm no fucking genius writer, but I think there's a lot of interest that could be had. I think a lot of people would be fucking interested in seeing Vegeta go on a solo mission, not with Goku, but just himself go to Universe 6, however which way he finds out how to get there. Um, they could do something original, something creative, have him go to Universe 6, have him, be considered a king. He'd be the new King Vegeta of Universe 6. And basically, my idea would be to give Vegeta all the attention, all the love, all of the uh, praise in that arc. It could be just an arc focused all about Vegeta. I think he deserves it. I think that fans would love that because he doesn't really even have much. You know, if you think about him, he's made there's memes about Vegeta losing all the fucking time, you know, being humiliated all the fucking time. So what better idea than to give him his own arc focused on him and make it like 12 episodes long, you know, or 15 episodes of just Vegeta. I'd say 12 episodes would be pretty cool, you know. It could just be Vegeta finding a way to defeat the opponent. Maybe he trains some of the Saiyans in Universe 6. Excuse me. Once again, it's just wasted potential, wasted ideas. Right now, there's nothing new with Dragon Ball. Sure, they're animating the new manga arcs. That's all it has going for it right now. There's nothing fresh, nothing original. It just seems like Toei Animation and a lot of people are just going off of the reputation that Dragon Ball had rather than actually making it good, right? It's almost like just banking on the name Dragon Ball to carry it through and make money, right? You can't do that forever. At some point, you have to give quality. And this is why, you know, I have to give credit to the fans because projects like Dragon Ball Deliverance, Dragon Ball Absalon, even Mundo Dragon Ball, which is like kind of ridiculous if you know what Mundo Dragon Ball is. It's like a bunch of random shit going on. But even with the fan made, even the bad fan made animations are light years better than a lot of the shit that we're getting, to be honest, because it's something different, right? Like I finished all of JJK recently, like 2 weeks ago. And it made me think about the lost potential of Dragon Ball because I'm like, JJK does a really good job with high stakes and the fights, the side, the cast on the side, you know, the side characters don't feel like side characters. Every character feels like they feel very special, you know. Sure, some of them do die off, I think, too early, but the thing is that there are no stakes. You know, we know that Dragon Ball, you can wish anybody back. It's very, you know, going towards a child-friendly direction, and it's just not appealing to me, somebody who's been a fan since like the early or mid 2000s. You know, maybe it's just not for people in that age group. To be completely honest with you, I've made videos in the past about this, but Vegeta, yeah, Vegeta is one of the characters I really like, and it's just a shame that he never kept his promise to Kaba to go to Universe 6 at all. He doesn't mention anything about it, and they completely ignore the idea. You know, imagine they released a new Dragon Ball movie, and it was Vegeta going to Universe 6, but they would never do something like that, right? They tried to do it with Gohan and Piccolo with the movie, the Beast Gohan film or whatever. That movie didn't do so well due to people not liking the animation style, and also because of the version of Cell was not a lot of people's idea. A lot of people thought we were going to get like Perfect Cell and that we were going to get a rematch. They would never do something that fucking epic. Leave that to the fans to make that a reality. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Like, what do you guys think about Vegeta not keeping his promise to Kaba? You guys could say that, sure, you know, he might do it in the future, you know. Maybe they can do something where Black Frieza, Vegeta gets a bunch of Saiyans from Universe 6 and brings them back to Universe 7 and to go up against Black Frieza. Maybe he recruits an army of Saiyans, and then it's just like a repeat of what happened years ago with Frieza going up against Saiyans. That would be a pretty dope idea, but even then, it feels a little bit like a rehash. Because it's like, we've did this already, right? Frieza already came back again. Now we're just fighting Frieza a third time, actually a fourth time, if you want to consider the fact that Trunks offed Frieza on Earth, and we already know that Frieza went up against Bardock in the past, right? In the special. So this whole thing with Frieza and the Saiyans, I think, is really burnt out. So even with that idea that I gave you guys, I just don't see what they're going to do with the story from here on out. And I'm gonna make another video talking about that with the whole Black Frieza thing and what they could do and what's going on. But anyways, guys, to end this, what do you guys think about this? Like, what are your ideas for Vegeta? What do you think they're planning on doing with Vegeta? And drop your ideas down below and tell me what you think about the current state of Dragon Ball and this character specifically. I really want to know. I'd really like to know. Lately, I've been getting a lot of comments from really cool people from across the world, and it's awesome because this channel is fucking small as shit. And normally I just rant and, you know, talk about Dragon Ball and movies from here and there. But I do appreciate the engagement, and I have reached out and connected with a few other cool YouTubers too, that have a decent amount of subscribers. Actually, kind of shocked. So there will be collab videos coming soon. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and that's all I got for y'all. I'm out.